Alright, so this is the second part of your assessment from today. We've got some logarithmic differentiation on there, and then just some implicit and whatnot. So this first problem, you have to see, I'm asked for y prime. Okay, I've got a function raised to a function. It's going to require logarithmic differentiation, which basically says, hey, before you get to do much, you got to take the natural log of both sides. And you got to make it so you're not dealing with an exponent that's a function. So first step was natural log of both sides. Second thing, I know properties of logarithms. This thing gets to come out front, so that's cosine x, natural log of x. So all I've done is a little symbolic manipulation here. No calculus, no derivatives. The next step, though, is to take the derivative of both sides. The right side requires the product rule, and the left side requires that you realize I have two functions. I have an outer of natural log and an inner of y. Right? Y is a function because we're taking the derivative with respect to x. So 1 over y prime. Then that right side, product rule, I'm going to leave the cosine alone, do the derivative of natural log, do the derivative of cosine, and leave natural log the same. If I clean that up, this is cosine x over x plus negative sine x ln x. Multiply both sides by y. That'll cancel this out. So I need to write y in. So y, let's see, I know y is equal to x to the cosine of x. So this is my answer. And that corresponds with E. Okay, next I go to 20. Find the slope of the tangent at the point 1, 2. Well, slope is all about y prime. So if you can plug your point into y prime, it'll spit out the slope. Well, I need y prime. I have 5x squared plus y cubed equals 13. So I'll take the derivative of both sides with respect to x. Right, d dx. Let's get my slope. The right side's kind of fun. Right, the derivative of 13 with respect to x is 0. The left side, you got two pieces. You know, the derivative of 5x squared with respect to x is 10x. This is the one that gets students the derivative of y cubed with respect to x. There's two functions there. Okay, there's an outer, that's the cube function. So the derivative of the outer looks like this. Plug in the inner. Now what's the derivative of the inner function? That's y prime. So in the beginning I said find y prime, plug your point in. So you can solve this thing for y prime. So you move the 10x over. So you get 3y squared y prime equals 10x. Divide both sides by 3y squared and you get y prime equals 10x over 3y squared. So you got your slope finder. You just got to plug the point 1, 2 in. 1, 2. You got x comma y. So plug in an x of 1, 10 times 1, and a y of 2. So that's 10 over 3 times 4, which is 12. 10 twelfths is, let's see, 5 sixths. 10 twelfths is 5 sixths. Okay, so we got B. 21 is nasty because you got product rule and you got quotient rule. So I'm going to, instead of doing the product rule on the top, I'm actually just going to multiply out the top. I'm going to FOIL this out. If you FOIL out the top, you get 6x squared. Let's see, 3x's minus 8x's is minus 5x minus 4. I might regret this because I'm, maybe I'm gonna have to simplify my answer more. But If I multiply out that top, then do the derivative, I think life might be easier. I'll delete this stuff. So, okay, low d high, 4x plus 5. D high is 12x minus 5. Minus high d low. Okay, 6x squared minus 5x minus 4. And d low is 4. And that's all over low squared. 4x plus 5 squared. So I'm just going to look at the answers real quick. All of them have 4x plus 5. Okay, well, I'll just keep cleaning my answer up, so I don't see my answer yet. So I'm going to distribute this 4 in, and there's a minus here. So I'm actually going to distribute a minus 4 in. So when that happens, minus 4 times 6x squared would be minus 24x squared. A minus 4 and a minus 5x would be a plus 20x. And a minus 4 distributed into a minus 4 would be a plus 16. I'm going to FOIL this thing out here. First, outside, inside, last. And that gets me 48x squared. How many x's? That'll be 60 x's. Take away 20 x's is 40x minus 25. All over 4x plus 5 squared. See if I can combine some like terms. See, I've got x squared, so 48 take away 24 is 24x squared. Got some x's, 40 and 20 makes 60x. And my constants, a minus 25 and a plus 16 is, okay, mental math. Minus 25 and plus 16, so minus 9. Yes. Over 4x plus 5 squared. Okay. Let's see if I have that yet. So I'm trying to find my answer. Now, I don't see it yet, but I'm going to do something a little different, right? I could keep manipulating my answer, but all of the answers that are shown over to the left are, all of them except for the last one are in factored form. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They all look like they're in factored form. What if in the beginning I wouldn't have rewritten the numerator? Let's see. Would have been low d high. Okay, we'll keep trying to clean this up. Okay, so how can I figure out which of those answers on the left is equivalent to mine? Well, I could expand them out, right? Like, what if I started with this one? 2 times 3x. That would be 6x. So if I rewrote A would be 6x minus 8 plus 6x plus 3. Well, that's not right. I don't have that. When I look back over here, that's certainly not what I have. It's not A. B. B, I'd have 6x minus 8. And then I've got I'm going to distribute the 3 into this. So plus 6x plus 3 times 4x plus 5. And I FOIL that out. So that's all over 4x plus 5 squared. So FOIL that out first, outside, inside, last. 6x minus 8 plus 24x squared. Let's see, 30x's and 12x's is 42x's plus 15. And that's over 4x plus 5 squared. So I got the 24x squared piece. But that's not going to be enough, right? Because I'm looking, I've got 42 x's, and that came from 6x and 5 was 30x. 3 and 4x was 12x. So 30x's and 12x's was 42, and if I combine that 42x's with 6x's, I'm going to get 48x's. And then I have more than 48x's. So it's not B. Okay, so let's check C. Okay, so I distribute in, so that would be 6x minus 8 plus 6x plus 3. That'll get multiplied by 4x plus 5 all over 4x plus 5 squared. So I'm going to clean up the numerator. 6x is, well, 6x and 6x is 12x. 12x minus 5. That is this part times 4x plus 5 over 4x plus 5 squared. Well, that's not going to be it, because this 4x plus 5 would cancel out this one of the 4x plus 5s on the bottom. And yeah, but before I do that, actually, let's FOIL out the top, because maybe I have a 4x plus 5 in that. So if I FOIL out the top, first would give me 48x squared. Outside would give me plus 60x. Inside would give me minus 20x. And last would give me minus 25. So that's certainly not it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say D is the right answer. But just to show that I'm not being lazy about it, I'm gonna work out D real quick. So this piece in yellow is going to become, let's see, you got 6x's and 6x's, you'd have 12x minus 8 plus 3 is a minus 5. And that's multiplied by 4x plus 5. And you're going to take away, I'll distribute this 4 in, so take away 8x plus 4 times 3x minus 4 all over 4x plus 5 squared. Okay, so I got a couple things to FOIL here. First, outside, inside, last. First, outside, inside, last. Okay, so that first foiling 12 and 4 is 48, so 48x squared. You got 60x's, take away 20x's is 40x minus 25. Take away 8x, 3x, 24x squared. Let's see, you got a minus 32x and a plus 12x. So minus 20x. And then a minus 16. 4x plus 5 squared. Now this is where students, if you don't put these parentheses in, you're going to miss distributing this subtraction. So if I look at my gathering like terms, I have 48x squared minus 24x squared. That's going to give me 24x squared. I have a 40x, and I'm going to take away a minus 20x. So 40x take away minus 20x is 60x. And then you have a minus 25 take away a minus 16. Well, that's like minus 25 plus 16, which is a minus 9. And the bottom is still 4x plus 5. And that's our answer. The answer was D. I have a feeling if I would have just used the product rule on the top in the beginning, then the first answer I would have gotten would have just been D. But there you go. That's going to happen on your AP test. You're going to get an answer, and it's going to be right. You're just going to have to figure out which one it corresponds to. 22, I just need to find the curve, or find the derivative of the curve here. So I can't explicitly solve it for y. I'm not going to. So I got to take the derivative of the left. That's going to equal the derivative of the right. Derivative of right is 16. The left is 2x plus 2y, y prime. Move the 2x over. You got 2y, y prime equals a minus 2x. Y prime equals minus 2x over 2y, which is minus x over y. Right, that's what we call implicit differentiation, when you don't explicitly solve for y first. And what ends up happening is this little y prime thing happens here because of the chain rule. You're taking the derivative of y with respect to x, so y prime shows up. Okay, I think we're almost there. 23, that's not bad. It's just a product rule, and then you got some chain rule stuff going on. So e to the 3x, its derivative is e to the 3x times 3, and I'll just leave the sign 4x squared plus 1 alone. Now leave e to the 3x alone, and the derivative of sine 4x squared plus 1, two functions, outer, inner. So the derivative of the outer is cosine. Just plug in the guts, 4x squared plus 1. And the derivative of 4x squared plus 1 is 8x. So now we play that magical game of trying to match it up. So if I look at A, I don't think it's A. B looks like the answer. Oops. I think that was the last one we did. Yes, we made it. Good job. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope it helped, and just bring your questions back to class.